Hi, my name is Monica Kroondyk, and this is a short video briefly explaining my observation paper and assignment for LAS 7250. So for my observation assignment, I chose to take a look at a neighboring library's youth department, the Charlevoix Public Library. I focused on 5 different areas: staff, programs, collections, atmosphere, and expectations. So for the staff, I found it interesting. When I was doing my research for this, I tried to look up some guidelines for different libraries and what they felt like a library of a certain size, what sort of staff that should have. And unfortunately, there weren't really any clear-cut guidelines. It's all kind of up to the library itself to decide. Some other things, so programs, in my observation, it seemed that, the Charlevoix Public Library offered the traditional programs such as story time and summer reading. So that was interesting. I also took a look at their collection. How do they represent everyone in their community with their collection? In the teen department, they had fiction and nonfiction, DVDs, video games, graphic novels, reference materials, and magazines. Similarly, they had those same types of materials for their children's collection. And different libraries organize their collections in different ways, so that was interesting to look at that. And then the overall atmosphere of the library, or of the youth department of this particular public library. It was really interesting. The atmosphere in a children's department is much different from that in the teen department. And, do they make it warm and inviting, which, the children's department of libraries should be warm and inviting. Does the environment itself encourage literacy? So there's those types of things that I looked at. And then the last thing I chose to look at was expectations. What are the expectations that certain people or groups of people have for the youth department of a public library? So I interviewed children, teens, parents, teachers, librarians, and community members, because all of those people have different expectations of what a youth department of a public library should be. And it was very interesting, some of those observations that groups of people made. Overall, though, I still have questions about the youth department as a whole. Number one, because I work at the Boyne District Library and I've worked there for 5 years, I tried to use this assignment to help me figure out places that I think that our library still needs to improve. So one thing that I looked at was, one question that I still have is, we are still, at the Boyne District Library, we're still struggling to attract the teen population. So it's just, how do you engage those teens? I was also fascinated when doing my research and reading some of the things in some of our textbook about literacy activities, and how literacy seems to be such an important focus for youth departments, and what are different ways that you can encourage literacy, and what literacy activities can you perform at your library. The other thing is, we're really struggling with attracting and retaining good teen librarians. Like, how do you keep a teen librarian who is energetic, enthusiastic, and who loves teens? And bringing that up, how do you teach other staff members to love teens too? And then how do you make sure that you are creating an environment that is inclusive for everyone? So how do you make sure that you are, that the library is open to everyone? How do you do that within the youth department? So that is a basic overview of my paper. I know I went over the 4-minute mark, and I'm sorry for that. This was a really good assignment, and I feel like I really took a lot out of it, so thanks.